Hi friends, it's Kurt from Transformative Journeys. Out here today on a little road in the Santa Cruz Mountains that I like very much called Tunitas Creek Road. And one of the great things about Tunitas Creek, and you can see this in the background, is coming up from the coast full of redwoods. That's actually one of my favorite parts of riding the coastal mountains in California is these canyons that are filled with redwoods and that are quiet, where you can hear the streams flowing. But that's not why I'm talking to you today. The reason I'm talking to you today is to talk a little bit about transformation, because that's right at the heart of what we do with Transformative Journeys. And the question is, well, what do we mean when we say transformation? So I was speaking on this the other day, and I had looked up a dictionary definition, and it came down to essentially a few things, at least in the context that where we use the word transformation. It comes down to a change in appearance, or I think more foundationally and more what we're talking about is a change in character, a change in the nature of a thing or a person. That's what transformation is. And that's really what we're about with Transformative Journeys, is finding that transformation. And we see transformation lots of places in nature. An obvious one, and one that is spoken of in many places, is the transformation of a tiny seed, a grain of wheat, or any seed for that matter, turning into a plant. That the seed dies, it gives up its essential seedness, if you will, and it becomes something it was always meant to be. Not necessarily apparent when you see the seed in the palm of your hand, unless you already know how this works, but foundationally transforming. Another one that's quite obvious that we see all the time in the insect world is the transformation from a larval stage to a mature stage. And the classic one of that, of course, is the butterfly, going from being a caterpillar, spending time in the cocoon or pupa, and then emerging eventually as the butterfly. It was always meant to be the butterfly, but in order to be the butterfly, it had to stop being the caterpillar. And this is really captured in a book I think is really powerful, and a statement I find incredibly powerful. It's a book by Robert Moore called The Archetype of Initiation. And in that book he wrote, if you cannot submit, you cannot die. And if you cannot die, you cannot become reborn. Or you cannot get reborn, I think are his actual words. And this, I think, is the nature of transformation. Lots of times we think, it'd be so nice to change. But we cling so hard to what we know, what we are right now, what we're comfortable with, or what we think we're comfortable with, what we've convinced ourselves we're comfortable with right now. And the thing is, in order to transform, one really needs to let go of that to make room for the transformation. So this is really the key to transformation, is letting go of the old so that the new can come in. And obviously, like with any change, there's going to be a time of discomfort, a time of fear, a time of uncertainty. And the great thing, though, about transformation is that once you cross that divide, then you move into a different phase where you feel like, just as the butterfly feels like, just as the stalk of wheat feels like, you become what you were always meant to be. And in Transformative Journeys, that's really what we work with participants in understanding, in finding, in identifying what I want to leave behind and letting the new come in, not driving it, not compelling it, but allowing it. In order to allow it, we have to make room for it. So think on that, and think about coming out and joining us on one of our Transformative Journeys. You're not going to be changed overnight, but we can be some assistance along the path. I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.